Greetings, Star Trek Fleet Commanders. I am the Angry Rhino. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. So yeah, we're kind of pissed off that there's another new hostile with another new loot and loop and all kind of refinery bullshit options. But sure, there are some people out there that aren't that angry, and you do kind of want to engage with this new hostile. So here they are. Gorn hunting pack ship. Macroni X? I'm not sure what that means now. Okay, they have few ship abilities. Adaptive shield cannot be targeted by Borg cutting beam. Lame. Isolated damage increased by 100%. All piercing stats increased by 500%. Again, lame. Can only take isolated damage. Getting really mad that we're kicking the shit out of all these ships, I guess, huh? Well, hasn't changed, at least for me anyway. See, I'm in the 60 system. There are, what, 4 systems up here? A 50, a 60, a 56, 53. It's the same for most levels you have, or I guess most grades. Because you have your G4, your G5, and your G6 sections for these hostiles. And each section has, well, I guess G4 and G5, if you remember the patch notes, have 4 systems, and the G6 have 6 systems. Okay. It's going relatively good so far. You can see I'm up to what? How many am I up to now? 3,600. Barely lost 10% of my hull. Take a look at the crew if you remember, again, the patch notes. What crew did the people making this loop suggest? They suggested new Picard, new Data, Janeway. Well, of course, me, being the content creator that I am, say it really should fall more on the content creator, but it's okay, I guess. You know, they got to do their videos and we got to do our videos, and then you all out there can consume as much content as you want. Take out the good shit, or I guess take the good shit, remove the bad shit, and make your own style. With less information, you really can't do that as much. But as you can see, my captain is not Picard. It is Janeway, because duh, Janeway's captain ability is better for hitting hostiles. Why? Defense. You gotta defend yourself somehow. And you're not losing the offense because she does Isolated Cascade, combined with Data's officer ability of Isolated Cascade. And to replace the loot boost from Picard's captain ability, my newly max tiered 5 of 11. Now, yes, I understand you out there may or may not, depending on where you're at. You know, you either have 511 or you have her at various tiers, which you are dependent on the tiers and how many shards you've acquired. Probably much more so with her than Picard. So, this may or may not work better for you. Though at the same time, if you're at like what, tier 4, you put the doctor below, get about 100%, right? And I would say even at tier 4, this crew is probably better just because of how much damage it's going to save on your hull. I mean, you could, I've said this in other videos, loot grinding is not just about putting on the max loot crew and going out and killing ships. Can be if that's what you choose it to be, but not going to kill as many hostiles. So how do you like to grind? Do you want maximum loot crew? You know, kill lesser hostiles for, you know, X number of loot? Do you want a maximum combat killing crew for maximum kills and get your loot that way? You want some kind of balance? Something of that nature in between. really what I got here, because between Janeway's captain ability and then her and New Data's officer ability, you got everything covered there. And then below decks, fix it right up. That's Tendi, Max Tendi, knock it down, 100% hull breach, Max Torres, 60% chance to get a critical chance. That is tier, I don't even know, 2 Hugh. My Hugh is really low. Maybe he's 3. And tier 3, what's his name? Paris. It's not one alarm going off, it's the other. I'm terrible, aren't I? Too many alarms set, and I can't remember when the hell they're going off. So, yeah, having the Max Polana Torres, that's going to be really beneficial. And I understand that, some of you just aren't going to have that. Of course, at the same time, you're not going to have that for any of your crew choices. So, if anything, this crew is probably going to be better just because you can't kick out as much damage. So, what do you have to do to survive longer? Well, survive. A little too redundant of a sentence, wasn't it? Oh well. And here I am killing things. Takes a little longer than I would like. But I have tried both crews. I've tried it my way and I tried it, Patch Notes way. I like my way better. I think I tried, I guess it was the first day. Tried their crew. Got barely enough for max pulls on all 3. But as you can see here with my crew, you see where I'm at. I'm at 10,000. I'm not even down to half hull. Gonna get close to 30,000. We'll see how long this video goes. Put a shield up, because God forbid, because now everybody knows when your shield drops. Bullshit is what that is. Bullshit ass bullshit. I can't believe they did that. Oh my God. Tell everybody when your shield drops, man. Come on now. This is too far, man. It's too far. All right, back to the video. I will check out the battle log at some point. I do want to do somewhat of a lengthy run just so you can see. It's working really well for me. It worked out so well. What did I do this morning? Something else I've also mentioned in, some of the daily drips and the daily challenges. You get one activation, but every once or twice, maybe a week, you can do that big activation. Titan, for example, helps a lot with some of these grinds. Came up on a max fortified day. Excuse me. So what did I do? Well, I knew how well I was doing in here already, so let's put a speed crew on. So did that. And it worked out just as good. How much did I get? That was today, right? When was that? Did some Borg probes. Well, they have different names for the different type of ship. Okay. Yeah, here it is here. I did Janeway 5 Gorn with max fortify. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. You probably won't be able to see this because my picture will be in the way, but this says 44,000. So yeah. Which seems to be the case here with this. It's kind of taking too long. As you can see, I'm up to almost 19,000 actually. Again, will you be able to see this? I'll try to make myself small enough so you can see, the numbers over there to see how much I'm getting. I mean, it's not taking too long. We're at the point where there's too many different loops. why we can't combine some of these loops. Like, why, like the aquatic assholes, why can't it just be, not the aquatics, but the Zindi assholes? I mean, if you really want two currencies, can't you just have, can't they just both have the currencies, right? You go kill some aquatics and they got the scraps and whatever aquatic loot there is. You want to kill the reptiles, they got the scraps and the aquatic loot. What? Why does there have to be so many different hostiles and so many different loops? You can combine and create some overlap. So it's not that this run is really taking that long. It's just that there's so many runs. And honestly, even the quality of life that they just added, which looks to be okay, I'll do that in another video. What did they really take care of? Depending on how you look at the numbers, say at least one loop, maybe two loops, depending on, you as a player and how much you feel like you should be refining every day. They've added 4 this year already. I don't know that I can really be on board with it being good enough. What was that? 27,000? So I almost got enough for 2 days of max refines with one run. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. My Cronny X is, I don't know, either an interceptor, and this P Terran is the Explorer. Okay, cool. Bully for you. Alright, looks like what kind of damage these assholes are kicking out. Yeah, look at that. 16 million on the shot, 16 million isolytic damage. Taking 3 million. I don't have a whole. Oh, I do have. It's like 25% isolytic mitigation. Or a little more than 25%, I guess. Cool for me. Barely remember how I did that, but that is something we're going to have to, look into now, especially for hostiles, because these new hostiles do isolytic damage. So you got to make sure you get your isolytic defense up. Hooray. But as you can see here, here's my normal shot. And even, without the super boost of, like, say, a Pike Moreau, which is an option, really amp up that isolytic damage. Could work for you. It's an option. But you can see, even without that, just Janeway playing Janeway and her other Cascade buddy, Data. I'm doing more isolytic damage than regular damage. Some of that is, a lot of that's research. There's research out there that can increase the isolytic damage. I'll go over that. I'll probably go over that in another video too. Critical hit amplifies that. It is almost, I have almost 1,000 critical damage. I guess if this was what? 24. This was 240 instead of 211, that would be about 1,000% critical damage. So, wow. Okay, cool. Didn't realize I got up to that much, but apparently I did. Wow. Okay. Research, man. Go find them researches and do them. Isolytic damage. Yeah, it's going to really what you're going to need for this loop, but, with the critical hits and the way critical damage works and how they interacts with isolytic damage and isolytic cascade, because isolytic damage and isolytic cascade are factored in after your critical hits are factored in. It's even more of a boost. It's like doubling the boost, really, because you do get your critical hit even though it does nothing to it. Because you can see here, it mitigates 211.8 million standard damage I did 211.8 million standard damage. So everything else is isolytic. Now the good thing is it's not actually mitigating the isolytic, so it's still not there, which is a good thing. But again, with bigger critical damage comes more isolytic damage. So you're going to want to find those. Oh, that was it. First round. All right. Cool. Go me. But just make sure we remember this. It's interesting how they did it. I guess that does make sense. I mean, just so weird to see that, you know? You do 200 or 24 million damage and it's 24 million damage is mitigated. It's so weird. Yeah, wow. Okay. And see, I got 900, so I still got double. Yeah. Well. God, I feel like there was something else I was going to try to tell you. I don't remember what it was. Oh, well. Well, no, let's go back to this. I don't know why I'm leaving this. I guess I was going to go somewhere else. Yeah, Cronny X, that's the interceptor. Okay. However, oh, you know what? Because that was an explorer. It's a little closer to 1000%, isn't it? Because facing an interceptor, get a little more critical damage against an interceptor than an explorer because triangle neutral. Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, that's. So let's wrap this up here. To a certain extent, I do appreciate, the people designing these loops, giving crew suggestions. At the same time, I think it's important for us to realize they're not playing our accounts. We're not even sure that they're playing their own accounts. So don't take their crew suggestions so seriously, especially if you think you have a better option. Here I am, knowing that I had a better option. Janeway is captain, new data on the side, 511 on the side. I get the same amount of loot boost, same amount of isolytic cascade damage. Maybe a little less because Picard did have that ability, except it's kind of weak. Especially, this battle is only lasting one round. What benefit from Picard am I getting? Not really any benefit. That's probably why I don't see that much value for me. If you're doing a little less damage, the round's going a little longer, maybe you could see more benefit from Picard. Maybe. But at the same time, Janeway's captain ability is so much better. You get hit, and then it changes up that shield to hull ratio, sends more of it to your shields. I'm able to get more loot that way with Janeway as captain. I would suggest, especially since these aren't token systems, you can go out and experiment with as many crews as you like. Try this crew. Try it. Try Janeway as captain. It's much better for fighting hostiles. It really is. And yes, maybe if you have a lower tiered 5 of 11, you may or may not get as much loot per run. But you may have to kill a few more hostiles, and that's not always a good thing, depending on you. But I think this crew is better. I want to use this crew. Just sharing that information with you. So comment below, what crew have you found that's great for these? Wow, it's a weird looking ship, ain't it? These Gorn people, or whatever the hell they are. You go on a heavy loot base crew, loot boost grind crew, or you go on more combat abilities, Or are you trying to find some balance in between there? So be sure to like and subscribe. I'm the Angry Rhino. Shields up, Commanders.